This particular verse that I just read, though, that says, he will crush your head and you will strike his heel, is translated, believe it or not, differently in different Bibles. The Latin Vulgate and the Douay-Rheims Bible, both of which are Roman Catholic, say, she shall crush your head. And the King James Version says, it shall bruise your head. And others say, he shall bruise your head, or he shall crush your head. The neutral nature of this particular personal pronoun in Hebrew could render any one of these correct. And so we need to spend a minute and talk this through. A. Minto says this: the second sentence begins with a personal pronoun. The word may refer either to the woman or may refer to the offspring or the seed of the woman. Thus, the beginning of the second part of Genesis 3:15 is primarily translated in two ways. He uses a word here that most of you probably haven't heard, but he says, in view of the epicene pronoun, which means to form or indicate both male and female sexes in a pronoun. That's what that means. As described above, both are correct. He's saying that it can be either he or she, or it can be both. All right? In arguing for the word she, which I'm going to do, and I don't mean to bore you with this, but this is very important, we can notice that in Genesis 3:20, Adam calls her the woman. He's about to name his wife. He says woman, and then he names her Eve. And Eve means, or in Hebrew, it's Chava, which means the mother of all the living. No matter what, though, whether it's she or he in this particular verse, the proto-evangelium is prophetic in nature because there is the promise of a future redemption and that someone is going to crush the head of the serpent. The judgment on the serpent contains a promise of ultimate victory through the woman by her offspring. All right? Jesus is the offspring. And so either he or she could be acceptable, the woman or Jesus. I'm going to keep going here. Hang on. I will still argue, though, even though both are possible and both are acceptable, that he is the correct translation, because the general rule of a language is that personal pronouns usually refer to the nearest antecedent. That means the nearest noun in the sentence. Okay? In this case, it is the word seed. And secondly, the rest of the Bible bears out that Jesus Christ is the one who accomplished this work for us. Paul confirms it in Galatians chapter 3. He says, now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He does not say and to seeds as of many, but as of one seed, which is Christ. In other words, the translation he was using was a Greek translation, and it doesn't give an option. All right? Because the Bible does allow in the Hebrew both possibilities, and because both of them are semi-confirmed elsewhere in Scripture, we do have to accept both of them as acceptable translation. She shall crush the serpent's head, or he shall crush the serpent's head. However, only one can be included in any given translation. All right? Therefore, he is the acceptable translation. He is the seed. He came through the woman, and he did the work of destroying the devil on our behalf. All right? He is far better for the choice in this. The verse then not only points to Jesus as the one who would defeat the devil, but it also hints at his incarnation. It is the first hint in the Bible of the incarnation of Jesus Christ.